All right. All right, we're live. Let's do this. Today I am only I'm only writing live on YouTube live. So no Twitch today, and I've not done anything on Kick yet. But I figure on my Monday, Wednesday, Friday normal noon or 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time writing sessions, I'll do YouTube live and Twitch. But on the Tuesdays and Thursdays, Saturdays, Sundays, other days when I am doing bonus days, I'll do it only YouTube live. Sometimes maybe I'll only do it Twitch. Who can say? But putting them together, I use StreamYard, free version, and it only gives you 20 hours a month in a 30-day period or so. And I also record all of my writing videos, how I write 400,000 words a year, what's some of the worst writing advice I've ever gotten. Those are like 15, 20 minutes, and my book reviews are done on there. So everything is recorded there, which makes it nice and easy for me, except the time piles up. And once you hit 20 hours, you're done for the month. And kind of sketching it out over the next 3 weeks, I'm going to be way over, and I don't want to. I don't want to not. So I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna the next 3 weeks. I'm just gonna kind of play with doing it this way. And if I get closer to that last week, and I'm like, oh, I still got 3 hours or 4 hours to write, then I'm gonna go right to the limit, up to the limit, as a great German band, except once said. Maybe they still say it. I don't know what their set list is now. But anyway, that's that. Why is this still running? We're going to pause that because that makes no sense that that's still running in the background. Now I got to check and see if that thing was still running. All right, I don't think it was. There was a video that was playing. I didn't realize it was still playing in the background. Nothing crazy, just a video. All right, where am I? I'm over here. Okay. So I'm gonna get some writing in. Not a lot. I already wrote two full chapters this morning on the thing Tom Duffy and I do together. So that's that. Justin Thor LP's in the house. He says hi. Justin, I say hi back. Welcome in. I'm going to, so I wrote 2 chapters this morning. I was up a little early, and I was like, you know what, let me write. And then at some point in every book Tom and I write, somebody has to write an extra chapter. And so I was like, you know what, this morning I got a couple of ideas. This morning is the morning that we write. I write an extra chapter. So I wrote the extra chapter. So now we're caught up. We're good. Just says, I'm here to avoid crazy stuff myself. Crazy stuff should be avoided. Hey, Charlie also in the house. We got Justin. We got Charlie. Say I'm only doing YouTube live, no Twitch. I'm just going to. I'm going to try to build it up here. Ready for the chit chat. Lorraine also in the house. All right. Thank you guys for all coming in. Appreciate it. Going to get some writing in. Probably going to get a lot of talking in as well. I'm waiting for my wife to message me. She should be messaging me at any moment. She was supposed to take her aunt to the doctor today, but her aunt last night was like, I don't know if I'm going, which usually means, yeah, I don't want to go, and I'm setting it up ahead of time, which is fine with me because unfortunately then on Tuesdays, my wife works from home. She works at her mom's. Her mom needs care. So she's over there all day, and the people that live there are running out to go get a puppy. And so my wife's like, listen, if I got to take my aunt to the doctor at 4 o'clock, I'm going to need you to come over and sit with my mom for a couple hours. I'm like, yeah, no, not a problem. Even though it's 56 degrees out right now. It's actually not bad at all. I might even open this window. I get a couple other windows open. So anyway, I'm in a good mood today. Like I said, I got some writing in this morning. I just made another cup of coffee. Everything's good. I made a bunch of cheese sticks for lunch in the air fryer. No idea what I'm going to have for dinner. On Sundays, my wife also, she spends the entire day at her mom's from like 10 in the morning to like 10 at night. So this Sunday, obviously, is the Super Bowl. I don't care who wins. I don't care about the commercials. I definitely don't care about the halftime show or any of that stuff. And I'm like, I'll watch it. I haven't watched it because the Chiefs are in it, and I'm a Raiders fan, and I hate the Chiefs. I hated the Chiefs before, but I definitely hated them now. So I'm like, you know what? Two teams that are in there that I don't really care about. I'm hoping it's a good game, but I also have some backup stuff I will also probably be watching if it gets boring. But I was like, what can I make? I got to make something, right? It's the Super Bowl. You got to make something. My wife's like, why don't you make those Philly cheesesteak slider things? I'm like, you know what? That's what I'm going to make. Now I need all the things from it. She's like, no, but do it with like some good meat. Like, don't do it with the steakum thing. So she's going to buy me some excellent meat to use. There's not many things I know how to cook, but a Philly cheesesteak I know how to cook. Justin says, I've been tempted to get an air fryer for my writing room. Think that's a good idea. I think that's an excellent idea. I use that air fryer. When my wife first bought it, maybe a year ago, maybe less. I was like, what is this? I don't use the microwave all that much, or as I call it, the science oven. And she's like, no, you're going to like the air fryer because I'm like, I don't want anything because then it's like, if you reheat something, it's going to make it grow. I bought you the cheese sticks, and they have directions you can put them in the air fryer. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to use this. So probably I make lunch for myself 6 days of the week, and I make dinner for myself 3 days out of the week. So that's 9 meals out of 14 I gotta make on my own. I don't normally eat breakfast. Breakfast is a cup of coffee. Yesterday, I was like, you know what? I am gonna make pierogies. And I made pierogies, but I make them in the air fryer and they get crispy, which is what I like. Then I dip the pierogies in salsa. So all the way around, if you are of Polish descent, you probably dislike me a lot right now because I'm eating pierogies, cooking them in an air fryer, and then I'm dipping them in a vat of salsa, which I love. Now I'm a traditional. It's got to be sour cream. Yeah, see, I don't like sour cream. I don't eat sour cream. I don't eat mayonnaise, mustard, relish, ketchup, sour cream. I don't like any of. I don't like any, not any, but I don't like most condiments. Like I eat a hot dog plain. I don't want anything on the hot dog. Now barbecue sauce I don't consider a condiment. Salsa I don't consider a condiment because I eat it. That's my definition of a condiment. If it's something that I don't eat, it's a condiment. My wife will eat them with sour cream. We looked it up yesterday, and there were certain things like sour cream, sauerkraut, sour gummy. No, I've never had pierogies. What's in them? Charlie, come on! It's a Polish pocket of deliciousness. There's all different kinds. They have like there's stuff with sauerkraut, which I don't like. The ones I ate were potato and onion stuffed ones. They have a bunch of different fillings, and you can get them in the frozen aisle. of a store unless there's obviously a place around you. Justin says it's potato, cheese, or meat. Sometimes all three. I guess they do vegetables, but I don't know. I don't know if they do. I don't know vegetables. I always get my wife always buys the potato and onion. That's my favorite. That was the one. That was what I grew up on, and not because I grew up in a Polish family. Because my mother liked making pierogies. She would boil them, and then she would put them in a little bit of oil, and she would brown them up. Onion is a vegetable, bro. Yeah, but I'm talking like vegetables. I understand that. Don't be a smartass. I'll throw you off my damn channel. My husband eats sour cream with as if it's a dessert. What the heck is wrong with him? Yeah, I noticed that looking it up yesterday. A lot of people eat them with fruit and stuff, and they make it more of like a dessert, which is weird. Fish head wings, Mr. Frank says. Mr. Frank, you're not even you're in here. There's you're not even listed like as the fourth. You're like there's 1, 2, and 3, and then you're unlisted with a number. That's funny. Look what I don't have to an illusions of being number 1. Yeah, you're not even an illusion of being top 10, and there's 4 people in here. That's crazy. We're still talking about pierogies because I had some pierogies yesterday. So I had I ate cheese sticks for lunch today in the air fryer, and they have a little packets of marinara. And I was like, what am I going to do? I don't want to put this in the microwave, but I didn't. I just threw it in the sink in some hot water for the 8 minutes it took for the cheese sticks to get done. And then it was like room temperature, but the cheese sticks are hot. So when you dip them in, it all worked out. Those packaging people know what they're doing. Ms. Frank says, I'm underrated. It's crazy that you're not even, do they only do the top 3 or something? Wait a minute. Now Mr. Frank is number 2. Now I want pierogies with sour cream and chives and onions and mushrooms. I would do that, but without the sour cream. Justin says, we got the air fryer downstairs in the kitchen, and I put in like 6 wings and some fries. Perfect lunch. Exactly. My wife is partial to tater tots. So like the other day we made bacon cheeseburgers on the, not outside, it was freezing. I'm like, just throw a couple burgers on the stove. Who cares? It's burgers. Just cook them. And then I'm like, you know what? Tater tots in the air fryer. 6 minutes or whatever it was. We threw some of those in. So it's all good. Charlie says, oh no, I got skipped. I was number 2. Yeah, wait, you know what? You gotta keep commenting. Mr. Frank just dives in there. He wasn't even listed. I think I'm gonna get some writing in, but I don't really know. I got 2 chapters I wrote this morning. So this is kind of like, yeah, let me go on and chat a little bit. See where Frank ends up in the list. Justin says, I'm Canadian, man. If the snow is under 5 feet, I have to use the grill. Yeah. Well, I'm in Florida. So that grill and the problem is the grill, we parked it on the side of the house near the gate at Thanksgiving, and we haven't used it since. And so I've not moved it back. Lorraine says, so is this like racing a kart on Mario Brothers? Exactly. Lorraine no longer listed in the top 3. Frank says, take no prisoners. He's also not listed. Charlie is everyone's spam messages. It's funny that you guys just keep, as you're posting, you're like 1, 2, or not even listed. This is crazy. I can't keep up. I just can't keep up. Mr. Frank says, with a name like Lorraine, with like Moraine Mozzarella, you should always be number 1. Lorraine Muzadel. John says, yeah, the leaderboard is to convince you to spam messages. So literally how they average the system. Also, you need to say like and subscribe. Yeah, I get it. I like how Justin keeps trying to teach me things. Lorraine says, dang, Frank, I like that one. And I'm going to get a little bit of writing in for a bit. We can keep talking. You guys can keep talking because you're all on the same system now. So it's easier for you guys to chat. That has the wrong meaning. So change that word. Ooh. Now I'm burping up cheese sticks. Ooh. Joe says, I'm very upset there was no sparkle when you said like and subscribe. How's that? Frank says, speaking of Chad, where is Chad? Yeah, so it shows 6 people in right now, but it only shows in the top fans thing. It shows 1 through 4, but I guess they don't list you if you're number 4, which is currently Frank on this. Everyone has 75 experience points too. I don't even know what that means, and I don't care to know. Spooky Dad says hello. Hey, you got in early. That's good. That's good. You can actually chat with us. Miss Frank says, you didn't see the sparkle? I saw it. Frank saw it. Justin says, no, there's supposed to be an automated system that causes the like button to sparkle and the subscribe button to glitter that's working properly. I don't know. Charlie says, what do you do with the experience points? I don't know. Justin is going to tell us. Frank says, my like button is underrated. If there's 4 slots, I'm definitely in 5th. Well, it says there's 6 people on right now. Frank's excited. Spooky Dad is on. Just says, you put your experience points right next to the gold star your 4th grade school teacher gave you. Oh, that's good to know. I still have all mine. We never did the gold star thing as far as I can remember in school. It was just if you didn't get yelled at. Yeah, but that's growing up in New Jersey. Lorraine says, I'm happy with number 3. Braun still gets you on the podium. That is true. That is true. Frank says, I slayed a bugbear and all I got was 5 experience points and a brass coin. Bugbear. There's some dude on Substack that I follow. I follow a lot of people on Substack for some reason. Not sure why. And he keeps trying to invite me to his online Dungeons and Dragons game because I made the mistake of liking one of his posts about Dungeons and Dragons. And he's like, oh, dude, you played? And I'm like, yeah, a long time ago. He's like, you're in. I'll send you the link. I'm like, no, I'm good. And they do it like offline, like a turn-based thing. And I'm like, no, I'll just hold the group up. No. Frank says, I'm an under the podium kind of guy. Feel me? Jones says, it's probably because Substack automatically subscribes to like 8 other people when you subscribe to somebody. No, I always skip that. Actually, what I do is I look and see what their suggestions are. And most of them I click off. There's always like maybe 1 or 2 that I will also subscribe to. No, I definitely subscribe to the guy because he's a writer, but he also does Dungeons and Dragons stuff. So it wasn't like Substack just threw him at me. I knew what I was getting into. I just didn't realize he wanted me to be proactive in doing it. Lorraine says, Frank, I nearly broke a dish in my sink over that one. Lorraine says, let me listen to Harmon and Bees. Frank says, what was that podcast? Larry Haydorn. Lorraine says about the bugbear. That was a Scribbler's Rest podcast. That was the last time I played Dungeons and Dragons. I was on their podcast a couple of times. Actually went and hung out with them in Orlando and played one night, and then me and Larry Haydorn drank honey mead because it was we're playing Dungeons and Dragons. You got to drink honey mead. In fact, I had a bottle of honey mead in my fridge for like 3 years, maybe, that Larry had brought with him one time, and I'm like, I didn't like it. I didn't like it that much. He's like, hey, take it home. He's like, no, no, no. I bought this bottle for you, but then we never drank it, and it literally was just like sitting in the fridge, and it was one of the it's one of those annoying bottles in the fridge that you got to keep moving everything, and it's like finally it was like, hey, we're having Thanksgiving or a party or something. I'm like, I'm just dumping this bottle. If nobody wants this bottle, I'm getting rid of it. I think I just ended up putting it in the garbage. I think you paid like $30 for it or something, but I'm like, I don't want it, and nobody wants to drink this, and I just don't want to drink this. Miss Frank says he needs to bring that back. Frank says, of course you drank honey mead. They still play in Orlando. They just don't record it anymore like they used to. Well, because I was paying for it with Project Entertainment Network. Once I stopped paying for it. Frank says, I like that dude. Get him back in the mix. Larry and his wife moved to North Carolina or something. North Carolina, like one of the Carolinas. Probably under 6 feet of snow right now. Larry was cool. I met Larry the same day I met you, Mr. Frank, at the Spooky Empire convention in Orlando. That was the same day. 6 feet, that means he's okay to not use his barbecue. Yeah, he's probably not using the barbecue. I don't believe so. I would imagine if anybody was going to barbecue in his family, it would be his wife anyway. She seems like she wears the pants in that family. Like in my family, my wife definitely wears the pants. She just points and I go. And it just makes life so much easier. I wanted to write on this, but I have no idea what I'm going to write. Mr. Frank says what literally I just said. I met Larry the same day I met you at the Spooky Empire in Orlando. Yes, we all met. I also met your wife's sizable rack that day. That was the first two things I met. His wife's chest confronted me while I was in a conversation with a few other people. And then we went to lunch. We went to lunch for like 16 hours at some place. Lauren says, I think I signed on too late to know what you're writing right now. Right now, nothing. I have 1, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 8 different stories pulled up. And one of them I wrote 2 chapters on this morning, so I won't work on that one. But I have 7 choices. And I'm going to be honest with you. I pulled this one up, and I'm like, I don't even know where I am in this story. Because I'm a total pantser, and I just kind of write when I write. This one, maybe I'll jump into this one. Frank says, you expect me to believe Canadians grill mac and cheese and maple syrup. Spooky Dad says, when my wife and I got married at the courthouse, the judge told me to practice saying yes, dear. Exactly. That was a smart man that judge probably had been married several times. Charlie says, what? I left the room for a minute and came back to, I met your wife's sizable rack. Perfect timing. If you ever met Frank's wife, she got a sizable rack. Spooky Dad says, life will be easier for me. Exactly. Frank says, we went to lunch for 16 hours at some place. Yeah, like we walked across the parking lot and there was like an Orlando Ale House or whatever the heck the name of it was. And it literally took forever to get our food. Forever. We eventually did. We got to hang out. We got to chat. Got to learn things about one another. I believe that was at the time when The Walking Dead was huge. So there was a group of actors from The Walking Dead were doing a signing. And all the author stuff was in down one hallway. And then they lined up all the people for the signing for The Walking Dead right in front, like 2 rows right in front of the way to down there. So for like an hour, we were trapped in the writers area and no new people could come in. Lorraine says, one of my chapters is open on my laptop right now too, but I'm hanging out with you instead. And I appreciate that. I'm doing the same. I might not write another thing today. I'm fine with that. Frank says, racks have a particular size. Yes. Lorraine says, gentlemen, please. Mr. Frank says, you missed a panel because of that lunch. I did. Justin says, I got nearly 5,000 words done this morning, and I don't think I'm going to keep any of them. Oh, I'm going to have to reprise that pen name I don't tell anybody about. There you go. Yeah, I did. I missed a panel. We literally had lunch right through an entire panel I was supposed to be on. That was some, I don't remember who was there. Owl Going Back was one of the authors I did a couple of panels with. I don't believe the man likes me. He says happy birthday to me on Facebook, and I've seen him once or twice, and he's given me one of these, a little wave, and I wave back, but I'm too scared of him. He's a scary dude. Great writer. Phenomenal writer. Isn't that a happy birthday message on Facebook automatic? Why are you like this, Justin? Can't you just be not a condescending guy? No, it's not automated. You have to hit the button that says happy birthday. So you're wrong. Spooky Dad says, I'm proud of myself. I wrote 1,200 words this morning. Very good. Justin says, no, I can't. There are rules. But here's my rules. Stop being a dick. There's my rule. Yeah, I mean, I wrote 2,500 words this morning, so it's not like, oh, I gotta write. I'm just like, you know what? I'm gonna come on here. I was hoping some people. I wanted to test it out, see the YouTube live only. That way, everybody can see each other and chat, because it was getting a little weird on. It was getting a little weird doing Twitch and the YouTube live, and then I had a couple people were texting me going, who is on the other one? Is it worth it to get on? I'm like, what? I get up at 2 a.m. Justin, you can't do that. You got to sleep in. There's Tish saying hello. Hey, I was gonna jump on yours this morning. You get up very early, or it's early for me. I'm like, I always get the thing that you're on, Tish, but I'm like, yeah, I haven't even had coffee yet. I don't think I could. I definitely can't write. I don't even think I can do anything. But the next time I get the message, if I'm up, I'm going to definitely jump in. Promise. Frank says, I wrote 368 words this morning. Many of them were about Vinnie Vincent. Mine too. Mine 2,500 words, all about Vinnie Vincent. Frank, did you get my message about MondoCon? Tish says, I start streaming at 5 a.m. on YouTube, Twitch. No problem. You're always welcome. 5 a.m. is where you come from. I'm in Jacksonville, Florida, so I'm Eastern Standard Time. Miss Frank says, or Vincent Ankara, Egyptian demon god. Lorraine says, early birds, that's painful. Yeah, if I roll out of bed by like 8 o'clock, that's just, most of the time it's too early, except my brain, the problem is my brain turns on, and I start thinking of stuff. Tish says, I'm central, going to do some editing in here for a while. All right. Yeah, if I get up before like 8 o'clock and you're still on any day, I will definitely jump in and just to give you a hello. Have fun with the editing, though. I'm going to write some words. So that's nice. I appreciate it. This Frank says Central. Yes, in Houston, Texas. Ah, I think we talked about this. My ex and my middle kid are in Katy, Texas. They can stay there. The name Tish Bouvet sounds like a character from an 80s sitcom. Central Houston, Texas is known for its editors. Your ex isn't far from me. I'm less than a mile from Katy. His friend says, print that. Tish says, but I know her. God, I hope you don't know her. I haven't talked to her in like 15 years. Like I said, I think she worked. I don't know if she still does, but I know she worked. She was a manager for Cracker Barrel. No, I meant to say I don't know her. Well, there's a big difference between I know her and I don't know her. I remember what you said about her last chat. Yeah. Yeah, I'm with a much better person now. Come on. Justin says, Maury says you have to tell us where the ex-wife touched you on the doll. Or was that Jerry? I don't know, one of those daytime people. Frank says, Armand's ex used to paint seagulls purple. He was a terrible person. Oh, good times. It's funny. Everybody, Justin is number 2, but nobody else is. Now it's listing 6 people. Charlie's 1, Justin's 2, Spooky Dad 3, Lorraine 4, Tish 5, Frank is number 6. Even though Frank just keeps commenting and commenting. That's kind of funny. Okay. Charlie says, number one, Frank, I top out at 75 experience. Yeah, it looks like everybody. Lorraine says, yeah, I lost my place because I had to stop to make a smoothie for my son. That's on your son. Just says, I think the system broke. YouTube's code is jank. No matter how many bugbears I killed, Mr. Frank. Yeah, unalive. I'm sure the algorithm hasn't been altered to pick up that word. Nobody ever uses it. I just now noticed you have a Punisher cover on your wall, one of my favorite comic covers. Yeah, I have a whole, you can't see, I have a whole wall. It's all Marvel covers. Some of my favorite covers, including Alpha Flight, my favorite superhero team comic book from Canada. Lorraine says, I think Arm is just punching keys for the sound of it, like the automated sound effect when you make a call and a robot answers you. Literally, I have a little box. I just push the box and then it just makes the noise. I'm too lazy to even type. 2 fingers too. I just tap. Somebody once, I was at my wife's work and her old secretary. I was in the next office over from her, and I was waiting for my wife to go to lunch, and I brought my laptop and I was writing, and she looked over as I was writing, and then I like, what? And she's like, nothing. And then I heard her go into my wife's office, and she's like, he's only typing with 2 fingers. He types really fast. So that's how my husband types. Yeah, tap it is right. That's how I'm comfortable writing. If it's nighttime and I don't have the light on and it's just dark and only the screen is lit, then I'll put my fingers on and I'll actually type. And I look down, but I don't really look. I'm not looking down at the keyboard. I'm just kind of looking down. A lot of times I'm like looking at if I have like some character names, like a notes or something. I'll look at that. Spooky Dad also types with 2 fingers. I type with text to speech, but backwards. So you say every word backwards? But your tabbity is fast. I never would have guessed. Yeah, and this keyboard is it makes a lot of noise, and I like the noise. Like, it's not built in that it makes the noise. It just so happens that this wireless keyboard makes a loud tappity noise, and I'm also like pounding on it like I'm friggin' John Bottom of Led Zeppelin pounding the drums. I meant to say speech to text. It could be bother to fix it, so I just continued. Okay, I got it. I can't do the speech to text because I just completely freeze up. I'm like, I just can't do it. It's very hard for me to do and write like a page real quick. Like, I can figure it out, and I've used it before, but then I'm like, I don't know. Not my thing. Just the same here. I can't do the speech to text. I forget everything I wanted to say and freeze up. That's what I do. Just as I get the dyslexia, it's either speech to text or word every 6 hours. Maybe not that bad, but pretty bad. Lawrence says, me too, but I want to give it another shot. Every now and then, like maybe every 3 years or so, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to do this. I'm gonna do the text to speech thing, and then I just can't do it. But yet, when I did a couple of books years ago, and I had my wife, because she can like literally like type like 80 billion words a minute. And a lot of times I get up and I would pace, and she's like, I'll type, you just tell me what the next line is and I'll write it out. And for some reason, doing it that way, it worked. And then I was like, well, I'll just turn the text thing on and I'll make pretend she did. But I think it was because it was still the clicking of the keyboard while she was typing it. So and I'm sure I'll waste an afternoon one time going, I'm going to do this speech thing again. And then I'll have nothing to say. The book won't be anything, you know. That'll be the annoying part of it. Justin wants to know, are you writing on a PC or Apple? PC. I mean, technically it's a laptop, but you know what I'm saying. It's my laptop with all my external drives, my 2 monitors, and all the other gadgets I've bought over the years. Who is texting me at this time of day? Right, Frank? Exactly. That's pretty funny. I reminded everybody to hit the subscribe button. Thank you for watching. And I need about like a couple thousand hours more watch so I can officially monetize. So everybody watch 200 hours in the next 24 hours. That would help. Yeah, I know all of that, Justin. I'm not going to do it. You don't really listen. Lorraine says, I've been working on a cheap Chrome and finally bought a PC that will hopefully arrive tomorrow. I never paid for it. It's not because, I don't want to pay for speech. It's because I just can't use it. I just can't do it. It just bothers me. That's the reason. I never said anything about, oh, I don't want to pay for that. Charlie says, do a mammoth screen and just stay live until you hit it. Mr. Frank says, number 6. You keep pacing, top 6. You know, there's only 6 people on, Frank. Mr. Frank says, does this count? No, I hurt you. You just said you also try every 3 or so years, and I figured you might want to know that if you didn't already. No, I already knew that. I've never paid for it. It's always been included. It's not, it has nothing to do with that part of it though. Because Frank says, Justin. Right, says, do you have a book you've written that makes you feel like a proud papa when you talk about it? Miss Frank says, stay in your lane, bruh. Yeah, exactly. Doesn't says, also, I've been getting some freeze on my end. I was supposed to be, I heard you. Yeah. Frank's my bodyguard. So back to F off. No one likes a know it all. I like all of my books, Lorraine. There's none that I'm like, that's my baby. I don't do that garbage. But my Dirty Deeds series, all 12 books of those are my top earners, and I'm probably most proud of because of getting a Kindle Press contract for the first book, and all that. Right, so I know you've written over 100, but maybe one or two stand out emotionally. I've actually written over 200, and I mean, I have a lot of books that I'm like really proud of. Usually, it's the books that don't sell like they should be selling. So there's a book called Seal the Deal, which is a little different, kind of supernatural, um, and that book does not sell well, and I don't know why. And but there are other ones that I like. There's none of them that I like hate. It's just hard to pick your favorite child. Although I can easily pick out of my 3 kids, I can easily put them in order. This is that case. What one do you hate the most? Exploding Bears. That I probably hate having written Exploding. Oh no, Frank wrote Exploding Bears. Me and Frank co-wrote a crazy trilogy called Shocker that is extremely weird, and it's offensive. It's probably some of the most offensive stuff I've ever written. Or says garbage, no favorites, huh? Well, in Southern Gothic, you have to play favorites, or where's the moral decay and trouble? Yeah, I'm enjoying the Southern Gothic stuff that I'm currently writing, but none of it is finished. Although I have written several short stories. Charlie says, I always really liked the Keyport Cthulhu series too. Well, I appreciate that. Yeah, that was fun to write. Keyport Cthulhu was fun to write because I'm a huge Lovecraft fan. And so I enjoyed writing those books, and especially because I lived in Keyport in New Jersey for a couple 3 years too. So Does says, yeah, how is your disowned child supposed to assassinate the only person named in your will, or at least try and get caught because like swamp fogs or something? Exactly. I have nothing against my daughter out there. I just wish her mother didn't have her under her spell. But my other two kids are here, and I enjoy their company very much. They also call me on Father's Day and on my birthday and on holidays too, where my other daughter does not do that unless she needs money. She's also under the impression that I am a multi-million-dollar earning author. And so she's like, hey, Dad, I know I haven't talked to you in like, I don't know, 18 months, but is there any way you could buy me a car? It's only like $40,000, like that kind of stuff. No. First, I read Keeper Cthulhu when you were releasing them as a serial series. Yes, they were being released as 5 short stories, connecting short stories for each book. Forgot about that. Before that Buddha clown got on the action, yeah. Troy says only 40K, not bad, huh? Yeah. Like, yeah, I don't know where you think I'm just going to come up with $40,000 for you, and I haven't talked to you in like I don't know a year and a half, and you never bother to call me on any holiday or my birthday or anything, not even send me a text or anything. Not like, hey, I mean, I like the other two much better, but I ain't giving them 40 grand either. You're in your 20s, earn your way. Story that I'm working on right now, Lorraine, is a Southern Gothic noir thriller ish thing. Short story. I'm actually not writing it for any specific magazine or anthology or anything. It was just an idea that's been floating around that I'm like, oh, I'm just going to write this thing. She came and set up Facebook's automatic birthday message system. I swear it was automated. I mean, it's not automated. They tell you whose birthday it is today. But I don't believe if it is, I've never used it where it automatically sends out birthdays because I look every day or so and I send out a birthday message whoever I really give a crap about. These 15 people have birthdays today. I'm like, I like this one person. Frank said, is this therapy? You know, it could be. Although therapy is Thursday. I got therapy on Thursday. I think I'm going to do an hour. So I probably do about another 5 minutes or so. I probably won't get this story finished, but I'm at 2,500 words on it. I know where it's going, kind of. Lorraine says, I remember I'm looking forward to reading it. I'm planning on releasing 2 books in the next few months, so I enjoy following your channel for insights. I appreciate that. If you ever have any other ideas for book writing, publishing, whatever related ideas for me to do videos, please let me know. Please message me. I got like a whole 2 post-it notes filled with ideas, but I'm always looking for more ideas. I used to do a thing which they're still up there called Walk and Talk, and every Friday I would walk around my house for 5 minutes and I would record, like, question of the day, ask me anything kind of thing. And but then when I transitioned into, hey, I want to make money on YouTube, I stopped doing those. Lorraine says, will do. Thank you. I appreciate it. I stopped doing those, but maybe I could go back and look through some of those and expand into like 15, 20-minute things. You know what I mean? Devin says, I don't know. I just re-signed up for Facebook after 15-year hiatus, something like that. And that's only because I want to try simulcasting to it. I'm not a huge fan of Facebook anymore. It's mostly people arguing about politics, and it is a ton of ads. Every third post is some random ad. And basically the only time I'm on Facebook, I used to always have Facebook pulled up on at all times. And then I would jump in there and blah, blah. And now I'm like, if somebody comments and I see a thing on my phone, I'll look at it. Usually I just look at it from there. I spend more time saying, show me less ads on specific things. And then I also snooze a lot of people. Politics and the Loch Ness Monster, that's all it is. So I just ignore mostly everything that is on there. Same with Twitter. I'm never on there anymore. I mean, I'll keep my spot, and stuff still will automatically drop in places, but most of the time, not interested. Nope. All right. All right, I'm going to wrap this up. Thanks for everybody hanging out with me today. Appreciate it. Got some extra writing in, which is good. Now I'm going to get some reading and some napping in. That'll be my next two big monumental things for today. I'm reading the latest Dean Koontz book, and then I'll be dreaming about something. You also party on, Justin. You also party on. I will be back tomorrow, Wednesday. Yeah, I will be Twitch and YouTube live tomorrow. Right? Doesn't napping always sounds good? As a kid, I was like, oh, I don't want to nap. I'm going to miss something. Now I'm like, I hope I miss everything. All right, everybody. Thank you for hanging out. I appreciate it. Everybody hit the subscribe button, and everybody watch several more of my videos today. I would really, really appreciate that. It would really help me a lot.